Good evening, Sammy here for a tarot astrology reading. I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday, and it is Tuesday. It is. And so let's start with 3 nice deep breaths, and then we'll chant together. Welcome. Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Hi, Tracy. Hi, my love. So I'm so happy you guys are here. Hi guys, we're going to take a few deep breaths together to get settled in here, and then chant Om, and then we'll talk a bit about what's going on with the planets and in the sky, and then we will do a reading from the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So happy we can be together tonight. I hope you all have had a really nice day, and now if you want to find a comfortable position, we will take 3 deep breaths. And if you chanted with me, or if you chant now, at some point the sound waves that we've each made will meet each other somewhere in the universe. So kind of like a distant hug. Well, as for where we're at with the planets and the stars today, we are in the first few days of Sagittarius season, which is an amazing time of year. Even though the weather in the northern hemisphere starts to cool down even more, the sign of Sagittarius really helps us heat things up in terms of our vision and the action we're taking, and being able to want to go the distance and take steps in that direction. And what's pretty cool about right now is that we have the moon in Aries. So what we had yesterday and into today is a trine between the sun and moon. The sun and moon are 120 degrees apart, and today I got to be at the beach. I was so lucky to be able to be at this gorgeous beach in Florida with my amazing wife, and it was so fun to see how the sun, which was close to setting, was over here, and the moon was up in the sky over here, and you could really see how if you connected them and then one other point, it would have made a triangle. So it's fun to see it on the page or on the screen, and then go outside and really be able to see that really satisfying 120 degree angle between the sun and the moon, between the sun, which is our identity, our true self, our personality, and the moon, which is our heart and our emotions. Thank you, Tracy. I really appreciate it. Yes, I am so grateful to get to marry the most amazing woman. And and so having this trine, it makes the fiery energy of the beginning of Sagittarius season all the more powerful. And Sagittarius is on the same axis as Gemini. It's right across from Gemini. And they have certain things in common, but they handle them differently. So whereas Gemini is often really curious about immediate surroundings and about talking with people and things that are really personal and communicating in the immediate area, Sagittarius likes to travel really far. So if Gemini is kind of like walking around the neighborhood connecting with people, Sagittarius is galloping across the planet. And Gemini loves research and talking about things, and so does Sagittarius, but it could be in a more sort of long-term, farther-reaching form of that. And so things that come up during Sagittarius season might be wanting to plan travel, wanting to learn about other places in the world, or wanting to go even deeper, farther with things that you're already interested in, wanting to study, wanting to learn at another level about different things. And even though tomorrow, as the moon moves further through Aries and closer to Taurus, but not yet, the moon and sun won't be in that trine, but as soon as they move out of that trine, the moon will be aligned with Mars in Aries. So we're going to have another boost of fiery energy to the moon. And Aries and Mars in Aries is all about taking bold action. And the moon being there, it gives us just an extra ability to bring a lot of heart to the things that we're doing and to let our actions be guided by our intuition. So tomorrow, Wednesday, is a great day to let your actions be guided by your intuition and to act boldly, but also with sensitivity. And at the same time, we do have Mercury and Venus in Scorpio, so a lot of energy in water, just as we have a lot of energy in fire right now, which is about action and creativity and passion. We also have a ton of watery energy with Mercury and Venus in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. All of that means that we have access to a lot of depth in our emotion, a lot of sensitivity, and a lot of perceptivity. And what's great is with Neptune and Pisces, we can tap into a sort of mysticism and spirituality. And with Venus and Mercury together in Scorpio, that should allow us to communicate love very fluidly. So that's what's up for the next couple of days. Lots of fire energy and lots of water energy. And those two things together should allow for a lovely kind of balance in our lives. Why don't we pull a few cards from the deck? And if you're wondering about my high fashion garment here from Nuvo, it's an amazing olive and olive oil company in California. I think they do ship, so if you're ever looking for an amazing, organic, family-owned bottle of olive oil for a chef friend for the holidays. They're not paying me, just I used to work for them and it was delicious stuff and makes a very nice sleep shirt. So enough about that. Let's shuffle the cards. How's everyone's day been? How you doing, Tracy? How you doing, Memoirs? Anyone feeling that fiery energy, that Sagittarius sense of exploration? Oh, I'm so happy to hear you're enjoying life. And yeah, the change of seasons is really refreshing, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to cut the deck now. Let's see, maybe I can bring you guys with me a little bit. Okay. La, la, la. Oh, the bowl wanted to say it's peace. Okay, so voila. Okay. let us see. The first card for tonight, the Five of Pentacles. So here you have two witches, two lovely witches, and they are walking through the cold, through the snow. They look like they're not very happy, not very comfortable. And right beside them is a building with a window that is glowing with warm light, and there's 5 pentacles in the stained glass. 5 of Pentacles. And this to me is a card that shows that even if there's times when certain things feel hard, when we feel maybe left out in the cold or uncomfortable, that there is so much still to be grateful for, and also relief from whatever it is that we are feeling upset about or challenged by might be closer than we think. So in this card, one thing that I like to always notice, hi, welcome, is that first of all, these two people, they have each other. They're not by themselves. So they're walking through the snow, and it looks like maybe it's a little hard going, but they have each other. They have a friend that they can talk to, they can find companionship and fun and comfort with. So that's one thing to be grateful for. Also, they do have coats, they have shoes, and then the final thing is there is a building right next to them, and it really does look like some kind of a holy place. And traditionally, churches would be like a sanctuary, a place where people should be able to just walk in. Anybody could just walk in and take a seat and get a little bit warmed up. And so the fact that they are walking and they kind of have their eyes down and they're not even looking at it, I think is a reminder that if we're feeling like there's something we don't need, that we don't have, that we need, and we're feeling uncomfortable, it's always good to keep our eyes up and looking around and looking for the thing that we are hoping or longing for. Because if we don't, if we just have if we have that pose of defeat and sadness, we're not going to see the thing that it is right next to us that could give us what we need. So instead of falling down into despair, it's about constantly looking up and around and being ready to find and receive the thing that we need and things that we love that are probably closer than we might even know. There is a lot of abundance with this card. Okay, our second card, the 5 of Swords. So here we have, it's a scene where a battle has taken place. There are 5 swords, but there are only 3 people, which tells us that probably a couple people have been lost. But of course this is the suit of of fire. Swords are the suit of, did I say fire? I'm sorry. I had a day at the beach, and I think the sun might have cooked my brain a little. So swords are air and intellect. They are thought and mental processes. And so oftentimes it represents certain thought processes. So let's say 5 of Swords, there were 5 and now there's only 3. There's 3 people here. So that suggests that maybe there's been certain thoughts that have been left to the wayside, but that's a good thing. On first glance, it could look like there's 2 people in the background who look sort of sad. There's been a fight. Some people aren't there anymore, but the main figure of the card is picking up the fallen swords, and they all look very calm. They're all in one piece. The sky is blue and the clouds are clearing. So this to me is a message of thoughts being pruned, of ideas being organized, and the best ones and the right ones gaining focus. So if there's things that you've been thinking about or struggling with, recurring thoughts or ideas that feel like they're a battle, this is a card that says maybe this particular battle for the moment has been won, and it's a time of regathering strength and sort of like taking a breath of relief. Our third card for tonight, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, this one's so beautiful. This is one of the cards in this Modern Witch Tarot deck that I think is more modern. You have somebody who is working with a tablet and they are making a beautiful pentacle with it. They're creating some art on there. It's a card of abundance from keeping at it. It's a card of craftsmanship, diligence, and there's a sense of peacefulness and pleasure as this person works steadily to make their pentacle. And they're not making just anything. They're not making a cup or a wand or a sword. They're making a pentacle, and the pentacle is earth. It is material, physical abundance. So this card, we move through this card, the Five of Pentacles, which says there is abundance nearby, even if you can't see it and you feel like you're struggling. First of all, appreciate what you do have. Second of all, raise your gaze, look around you, and keep hoping for and searching for what it is that you want and need, because that's the way you're going to find it, is if you have your sights set on it. And then the Five of Swords, which says maybe you have just won a battle in your mind and have reached some clarity. And then the final card says even more abundance is there. It's a great time for just continuing at the things that you have been crafting and finding a sense of peace and joy in the process. And just by doing that, you are achieving and unlocking greater and greater physical, material abundance and security. So in relation to the to what's happening in the planets, I think that these cards provide a really nice balance to the planets tonight, because what we were talking about was how there's a lot of fire and water energy in the sky. We have the sun in fiery Sagittarius and the moon in fiery Aries. We have Mercury and Venus in watery Scorpio and Neptune in watery Pisces. And these show us a lot of earth and air. So I think that the cards in this deck are helping us to balance out and have all four elements. So if you're feeling a little too much passion or intensity from the fire, or if you're feeling a little too much emotion from all the water, just focus on this reading, and that should help you over the next couple of days to balance that out on Wednesday and into Thursday. But I'll be back on here tomorrow night. So why don't we take a moment to breathe together before we say goodnight. We'll take 3 more deep breaths and then chant Om. Okay, ready? Thank you for being here. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful night.